What up, world? Welcome to the Blunt Talk Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Wright, coming to you from the beautiful, chilly, and windy confines of Atlantic City, New Jersey. Wherever you may be watching or listening, I thank you as always. Like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel. You can check the show out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Substack, Patreon, Trovo, and as well as on Podbean. I thank you guys as always for listening and watching. As always, this episode is going to be dedicated to the Luka and AD trade fallout. I wanted to give it a couple of days to gather some more intel, get some more, concrete information instead of just speculation and opinion, because it's dumb as hell trying to do 2 or 3 episodes all speculation and opinion and then come out with fact and then the shit be completely wrong and you just. So I definitely want to make sure that we had facts on the ground and, everything concrete. Press conferences happened for the players and everything before, I made this episode. So ironically today, Luka-Doncic had his press conference in the Los Angeles Lakers gym today, being introduced as a Laker, asked a lot of pressing questions about obviously the most perplexing fucking trade ever in NBA history. I must not lie to you guys. I was sitting down 12:15 Saturday night going into Sunday morning. I was smoking a J with my wife watching TV, and that ticker, that update came across, and I had a couple friends, and you guys know who you are. Shout out to Ty because he was one of them. Friends of the show that shouted me out and let me know the news, and I got the update, but I saw it. I kind of just thought it was bullshit. I didn't really think it was real. Obviously, Shams Charania, who was the guy who broke the news, he stated even that he thought he was hacked. So it was just crazy and perplexing in itself. No one saw this trade coming. Obviously, Luka Doncic and AD themselves said that they didn't expect this trade to be coming. So that being said, the trade happened. So there's a lot to unpack, a lot to dive into. So that's what we're going to definitely do in this episode. A lot of things have been sourced from, Bobby Marks, Bill Simmons, Tim McMahon from ESPN, beat writer for the Dallas Mavericks. A lot of things have been sourced in this article, so I definitely want to make sure, it's a couple things from CBS Sports. Definitely want to make sure I'm giving everybody their credit. But before we get into all of that and get into the nuts and bolts of this crazy-ass trade, I wanted to tell you guys to always make sure and always keep in mind, needing tickets to concerts or live events or shows that you want to get into, haven't been out lately, definitely check out my friend of the show, our great friend, StubHub. Like I said, if you're looking for, Super Bowl tickets to, Bad Bunny's residency, golf tournament that's popping up, live events that's popping up within your area, definitely check out StubHub, the #1 place in the world for tickets to shows, live events, and concerts. Also, check out Viagogo, also the leading getter in Europe, StubHub affiliate for tickets to live events, shows, and concerts. Like I said, if you're looking for it, StubHub's got it. Check it out. Now, back to the fallout from this crazy-ass trade that just blew all of us, out of our seats and had us all asking the $40 million questions. Why, how, and when did this all occur? Essentially, the 3 components of the how and why I have pretty much locked down at this point. The relationship between Nico Harrison and Rob Pelinka is essentially what got all of this started. Rob Pelinka discussed today that it was over a coffee in January where these guys, had this discussion. And then it blossomed essentially from there. Their relationship obviously played a factor with this. The relationship, Nico Harrison's relationship with Anthony Davis, AD definitely played a factor with this. One of the other reasons that from Tim McMahon, and it's been cited, Bill Simmons, a couple other guys, like I said, make sure everybody gets their credit, that Luka's conditioning and health was a viability, and they felt hostage to Luka Doncic, and giving him a super max extension was something that they kind of wish they didn't want to do or had to do. And now because of the trade, Luka can't get the 100. He's out of $155 million. He doesn't have that super max capability possible now, so that sucks. And essentially, this trade discussion, like I said, has been going on since January 7th. And the Lakers and the Mavs were the only teams discussing this. Apparently from Rob Pelinka discussed was, had this gotten out to any other teams or gotten out to the media, everything would have been called off and pretty much, CIA style plausible fucking deniability. What a shock there. So much really to just dive into with that. I don't understand how you make this move. You know, you got a guy that's 25 years old, coming off NBA Finals appearance, got you to 2 Western Conference Finals. He's been arguably since Dirk your best player, your future, and you got rid of him for a bag of donuts, some Skechers, and a handkerchief. Because you can't explain to me that getting a 31-year-old Anthony Davis and leaving the prime of his career, that this is beneficial or substantial to a championship run for Dallas when you haven't won a game since this trade, and you were already 24 and 26 going into it. So I don't really understand what Nico Harrison was thinking here. I'm not really understanding what the thought process was. It was kind of stupid, to be quite honest with you. But what does this essentially mean? Now let's touch on the Dallas Mavericks first. Getting AD gives you rim protection. You know, that they definitely need. Can still technically qualify and contend for the finals this year. They make the playoffs. You know, having Kyrie, having AD, Derek Lively, Gafford, you know, some of the bench guys, that'll definitely help this team. That being said, Kyrie, you know, Kyrie's another domino to fall in this. Will Kyrie get another deal? Will he get another big contract? Because clearly they feel like they got, you know, a big two with, you know, Kyrie and AD, and they really feel like these are the guys they need to really, you know, put the energy, time, and money around. So, is he technically the face of the franchise, or is AD the face of the franchise? We just have no idea. There's a lot of unanswered questions. And then my most pertinent one, what is the plan for the next 4 to 5 years? You just traded your guy who in 4 to 5 years now would have just been in his early 30s. So 4 to 5 years from now, AD is going to be 36, 37 years old. Just didn't really understand what the thought process was behind this. And if you're the Lakers, you know, this is real simple. You just literally got a major gift from God. I mean, you got the biggest reset button of all time. You literally now don't even have to worry about what's going to happen after LeBron. How do we build around AD? You got a 25-year-old now in the stable that you can build around, that you can have a competitive team that is going to be a championship contending team going forward in the Western Conference. I mean, this was amazing for the Lakers. I mean, it fucking sucks for me. I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. You know, if you're a Boston Celtics fan, you're a team that hates the Lakers, you know, this fucking sucks, because it's just like, how the fuck does this team just consistently just get blessed like this? Now, I will say, granted that it was only one-on-one discussions, we now know how that happened. But with that being said, you got to give the Lakers credit. I mean, Rob Pelinka had to make this move. He saved his job and he saved the franchise with this move, in my opinion. This opens up the championship window within the next 2 to 3 years for this team. I don't see them contending this year. I do see them possibly next year, depending on who they get, and the year after that contending. LeBron is now staying. You know, LeBron, it was a question of if he would stay, if he would go, how would that all play out? LeBron's obviously going to stay, which I think is great for him. Interesting to see how this dynamic works, being that they both play similar, you know, they both have similar skill sets. They both have the ball dominant, have to have the ball in their hands, you know, making moves, making plays. We'll see how that all works. But I definitely feel like these guys, you get some shooters and a nice, legitimate big man, this team could definitely make headway and win a championship. And that's ultimately the major question. Who's the big man that they grab? They're definitely going to be scouring the trade deadline. You know, we have up until, for another 2 days, it's Tuesday, February 4th. You know, ultimately, they're definitely going to be making some adjustments and making some moves. The question is who? And as far as trades assets, I mean, guys, you'll see it right here showcased in the video. The Lakers are definitely going to need a big man and bench scoring. After this type of trade, you can definitely see that. There's no way to obfuscate that. They're competitive right now with the roster they have, but you're not championship contending. So definitely going to be an adjustment. Definitely going to be a little clunky at first, I think, for the Lakers. And like I said, looking at what they have here on display, as far as, you know, trade assets, you know, it's going to be interesting. As far as the Mavericks, technically they have their roster in place. However, what the hell is the plan in 2026, 2027? You just really don't know how all of that's going to play out. So ultimately, my key takeaways from all of this, the Mavericks and Nico Harrison are on watch. You know, you make a move like this and you don't win within, like, don't get bounced out of the first round or second round this year. Don't lose next year. You're going to lose your job. So let's hope Nico Harrison, for his sake, knew what he was doing, because it's not looking good right now. And then you didn't get much back from Los Angeles for Luka. I mean, how in the hell do you expect to compete for championships and you don't rape a team like the Lakers for everything that they got to get the guy? Buddy shit, as we see how that went. And then, hearing Luka's dad speak on the hypocrisy and, and how, Luka didn't deserve this and, the usage of Luka within the past 2 years, it's just a lot. It's a lot for his dad to try to handle and understand. I know it was a lot for Luka, especially the rumor from Chandler Parsons was that he had just bought a house not too long ago. So again, a lot to digest and unpack for Luka and his family. And I can understand why they feel the way that they feel. But if you're Los Angeles, it's just like Luka said today, the future's bright. You have a legitimate chance now to compete for championships. You have a future going forward. There's no way now that you're not going to be able to be in position to do what you need to do. So ultimately, yeah, if you're Los Angeles, in my opinion, you didn't win the trade today, but you won the trade going forward. And if you're the Dallas Mavericks, you're on watch because you ultimately traded away your future for right now. And if you don't win right now, nonetheless, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I thank you as always for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And weekday. Damn, I'm ready for the weekend. But nonetheless, I'll have some more NBA trade deadline videos coming up. Any updates, Jimmy Butler situation, any guys out there in limbo that, we kind of forgot, didn't discuss because of the big Luka-AD trade. Obviously, De'Aaron Fox getting traded. And I'll give my thoughts on that real quick before I end this video. It's funny because I ultimately feel like you had to get something for D Fox. I'm not upset. That, they wound up getting something for him. You had to get the draft picks. You had to get the capital. I thought they would have gotten Stephen Castle. I would have liked if they would have gotten Stephen Castle in the deal. But I'll take Zach Lavine in the draft picks because ultimately what's going to happen is this team is going to be in position within 2 years to either acquire a major player or require another good young player to keep adding to this roster. So I'm glad that the Kings were able to do that. It sucks to see D Fox go. He's going to shit with Wembanyama. If he put up numbers with Sabonis, I can only imagine what he's going to do with Wembanyama. So sky's the limit for D Fox and the Spurs. Shout out to him for, getting where he wanted to go. But make no mistake for Sacramento, the window of opportunity is still open for you. You're going to be semi-competitive this year, but you're not going to be anywhere near what you thought you could have been with De'Aaron Fox. Now, that being said, what do you do next year going into it with that draft pick? And are you able to trade it for a player or do you get a good young player? So we shall see. It's going to do it, guys. I'm going to wrap up this episode. Take care and enjoy the rest of your night.